Okay, so my next job is to get the brake cylinders off. There's one of them. It's in a state, as you can see. But before you try to take the brake cylinders off, there's the other one at the bottom. You need to remove the brake lines at the back. So this one here that I'm pointing at is connected to the back there. And it's connected to a brake hose there, so I will free that, hopefully. And then at the front here you see two bolts that hold this assembly in place. And in addition, at the back here, don't know if you can see, are there, these brake lines, which are very odd in shape. They have to be removed before I can undo the 3 or so bolts holding each brake cylinder in place. I don't think I'll be able to video that in any good way, so I'm just gonna get stuck into it and show you the end result. Right, to remove the brake hose, I need two 14mm spanners. The first spanner is a brake spanner, and it has that missing part in it, which allows you to slide it over easily. And it's 14mm. There on the bottom, I'll connect another 14mm spanner. Then I'll push the two of them in opposite directions. And that should free the brake hose from the brake tube or line there, which is made out of steel. Hard to tell, but because it's covered in so much gunk. So I'm going to try that now. And there's the two spanners in place. Correction, I push this one to the right and this one to the left, and that allows it to move. As you can see there, it's moving. Look at that. Okay, what I've done now is I've removed the two bolts that were the nuts holding in the two bolts there that are connected to that. The hose is loosened, but it won't come off because of this is still connected. We need to remove that. However, this piece here connects to an S-shaped tube that goes behind the brake backing plate and is connected by a bolt, which I'm loosening right here. So once that hollow bolt is removed, I should be able to maneuver this off the back of the brake backing plate, and then that'll make undoing the brake hose much easier because this one will be free. And here you can see what the piece looks like. I've got it off now. So it's just hanging loose. There's the bottom part, which was held in by this hollow bolt here, which has a copper washer on it. I'll clean it up later. There's the copper washer. That's a hollow bolt covered in grease and dirt. It's a good idea to keep the nuts and bolts together so you don't lose them later. That's what I'm going to do now. So to remove the brake line from the brake hose, you can very simply just hold this bottom part and turn it, which I'm going to do now. I think I can get some light on there while I'm doing it. Let's see. not. As you can see, I'm just turning it and it's off. Okay, I had loosened it, but that's the idea. So the reverse procedure for fitting this would be to have your new hose, brake hose, connected up there. New brake hose here. This one isn't new, it's the old one. I'm going to replace that. And once you have a new brake hose in and everything is reconditioned down here, you can reconnect up the cleaned brake line. And I will clean this one up and inspect it when I get a chance. So after you've got the first brake line out, there is a second one, U-shaped, with two bolts, two hollow bolts again, and copper washers. And it basically has two edges, or two connecting points, one that goes into the bottom of the brake cylinder, the other one that goes into the top. So you need to remove that before removing the brake cylinders, which I'm going to do now. So all that's holding these brake cylinders in now are 3 bolts at the back. Should be 3 bolts on the back side of either of these brake cylinders. So that's what I'm going to do now. So here's the first brake cylinder off. I've reconnected the bolts that were holding it in. It's actually 4 bolts, one big one, 19mm, that one there, and 3 smaller ones which are 14mm. Very dirty job because the back of the brake backing plate is covered in grease, absolutely covered in it. So there's the first brake cylinder out. One to go. Okay, you're gonna do the last brake cylinder now. 14 millimeters. Okay, I can get this one out. It'd help if I turned the right direction. There's first one out, 2 to go, 14mm. There it is. Second one out. One more 14mm to go. After this, there's just a 19mm one left. It is warm in here. Come on, come out. Come out. Okay, so now I need a 19, a That's 19. And there it is. Okay, this one's tight as can be. Oh, there we go. Oh, yay. Finally. Okay. And there it is, the 19mm. And our brake cylinder is out. That's it. Put the bolts back in their place. My hands are nice and filthy now. Side effect of doing this type of work. But it's very satisfying when you get a brake cylinder out. Yep. There we go. 2 brake cylinders removed, and brake drum and brake shoes all off. Thanks for watching.